Well, great day, everybody. This is Asada, host of the Gathering of the Griots show. Thank you for being here with us this beautiful Tuesday morning. It's sunshiny in Chicago, baby. I don't care what you say about our cold, but it's sunshiny. Anyway, today we have a wonderful guest. Her name is Shelia Sewell. She is a fiction author, and she does it for the sisters. But before we start, we got to give props to the Female Solution and got to give props to our elders. So let's just take a look as we enjoy both.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
I lost my phone.
No, you stay there. I need you to move 61st and Champlain.
Hey, now.
I'm talking about that brain food that you eat to fuel your
This is a very important ceremony for this event because in the tradition of our people, you ask the elders for their permission to speak. We're not talking about the energy with somebody telling you what to do. We're talking about a reverence for elders. And so before we open up this event, this is how we ask for permission to begin the event, to make sure it's in order and there's approval that we're doing the right thing. And so I ask our elders, do we have permission to begin this event?
You have our permission.
I just love watching that so much. I think I even saw our guest in that video. I gotta go look at it again. I think I saw her do a cameo in that video. So without further ado, I want to introduce our author who already got people calling in for her. Let me tell you right now, she must be superstar. Let's bring in my girl, Shelia Sewell, all day long. How are you, beautiful?
Hell, and yes, honey, you saw me in the blue dress. I was in the video. I was there.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just saying to I was like, wait a minute, that's her right there. Awesome. So welcome for being here on this Tuesday morning. I know you just got in from a flight yesterday and
Yes.
you moving and grooving this morning. So to be still on the show is commendable. I thank you, my darling.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you so much for everything that you do. You just put out so much good energy in the world, and I'm just glad I'm able to receive some of that.
Ooh, you better say it, girl. Well, you must be some of it yourself because we already got a caller in the studio talking about, wait a minute, there's my sword. Let me see. This is 773
Yes.
427. Go ahead and unmute yourself and give your thanks to your sister, your shout out.
Yep.
She said, any sorors in Chicago. And so I would like to meet with them, have dinner, just talk about things, communicate, share. We met dinner
Yep.
down at Phil's place, and it was just beautiful. I've only met her once in my life, but that's my sister for life, and we are bonding. Her book was, my book club read her book, gave
Yep.
it reviews, and we are looking forward to the next book. We are looking forward to it.
I love it. Thank you so much. Say your name again.
Catherine Moore.
Catherine Moore. Thank you, Catherine, so much. And we love you for calling in and giving, people don't know we need that support. When we out here writing these books, it really makes a difference when you have the support of others. So thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Soror. I am my sister's keeper. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, beautiful. So yeah, we're gonna learn about your books today, honey, because I think they're so important. And I remember, that video was 2019, so you've been with us for a minute. We came out in 2016, and you almost been around since the beginning. And I think it was only one book at the time, but not no more, baby. So let's just get into it. Let's get into who you are and where you from, because I be getting confused in my universe. Sometimes I feel like you're from the islands. I be like, but wait a minute, she ain't got no Caribbean accent. Let me find out. So where you from?
I feel like in my spirit, I'm from the islands or from the motherland. We all connected to the motherland, but I feel like I'm a princess somewhere over there. I figured it out. But in the United States, I am from Mississippi, hence the Southern twang that you hear.
And we love that Southern twang, baby. You better have it. But for real, just every day, if you go over, China, you go to the continent, all of that, you really, I was like, what group she part of? Let me see what tribe she in. So you know how we got to do. We got to dig that up at some point.
Right.
And so let me ask, what influenced you to write these books? Because you have a series of books, and let me just bring up a little tad. Here we go. Love, Lies, and Loyalty. What inspired you to start writing?
That's the first, baby. So when I was younger, my mother was always a reader. Of course, she read the Bible, but she always just had books around the house. And so it was not uncommon for you to come into our trailer, our house, and see myself, my sister, like reading Mary B. Monroe, Mary B. Morrison, like Eric Jerome, Dickie, Zane, like the old authors, the old school authors. And so I was always inspired by them. And then literally like 15 years ago, I think I started on my first book, which was Love, Lies, and Loyalty. And it really was because I'm like, I've read so many books over the years. I just challenged myself. I was like, I bet I could write a book. And it literally started like that. I told myself, I bet I could write a book. The characters are kind of like me in different forms, friends that I've had, situations that I've seen. And so just using my imagination, using some real life experiences, because once you read these books, you know these girls, you realize that everybody can relate to probably somebody in one of those books. So it really just came out of just a love for reading as a child, challenging myself to be able to write a book and just seeing like, how could I bring parts of myself to life in different forms?
Which is such an important point, because it's people with books up in their soul, but they won't write them. They won't take the courage to write them or think that they have the ability to do so. And so let's just talk about it, because you said it's parts of yourselves in there. What parts of yourselves?
Well, what had happened was now I don't want to give too much away because I want people to read the books, but anybody who knows me, when you start reading the books, you're like, wait a minute, this one is Sheila, this one is not Sheila. So I would say that there are 4 women in the book, and out of all the 4 women, there's one who's like mostly like me as far as how she looks, how she acts. If you hear how she talks, you'll be like, that's Sheila all day long. And then like there's one character I will say, like Shayna is probably, she's my most fun character to write about because she's the most unlike me. And so like pulling in experiences that I've seen from others and like, how would this person behave? Because it's not like I would behave, it's not what I would say. She's probably been one of the most challenging characters to write about, but also the most interesting because she's so unlike me. And what I wanted to do was like I wanted to make it a real book, because sometimes we see series, we see books, we see TV shows, and it's just so far-fetched as to what people go through. And so what I wanted my women to do was to be able to be relatable to anyone, and not even just women. Like, I have men who've read this book and they'll read it because, it's Sheila, they want to support me, but then they're like, wait a minute, this lady reminds me of my wife or my ex-wife, my girl, my sister, my mom. So like, even the men who've read the book can see something in some of the characters. And there are also some dynamic male characters in the book as well. Like, they're secondary characters, but they have big personalities. They have their own stories. And so I wanted to weave in parts of myself, but also make it relatable to anyone, regardless of if you're 25 or 85. I wanted you to be able to feel like, I know Cherie. I know a Cherie. Oh, baby, that was me. I was Cherie back in 2010. Like, I want you to be able to pick up something from each of these girls and like learn something from them as well.
I was going to ask you how brothers take to the books because, last week we had on a fiction writer that was a man, and it was an issue around, it was Tony Lindsay, and issues around people being surprised that he could write for women, being a man and dealing with a man's standpoint and all of that. But I want to know, because the books, I love the branding of your books. I love whoever you have doing your cover art. It's really good. And we'll go into the other books shortly. But I want to know how they're different. Like this Love, Lies, and Loyalty. Girl, don't tell a whole book, but why?
Yeah.
Why the title?
And so I think, like most women and men, but thinking about women, most of us start off with like a core set of friends. Like, you might meet them in elementary school, you go to middle school with them, and then sometime around middle school, especially going into high school, that friendship that was like on this one-way track, you start like branching off of your friendship tree, if you think about it in that way. So you start branching off here, so you have leaves on this tree and friends on this tree, and by the time you get to college and by the time you get to adulthood, for real, because adulthood is it could be a ghetto at times, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. So by the time you get to real adulthood, you look back on those friends that you had years ago and you don't have them. But also, if you can keep a core group of friends, we tend to think like we tell our friends every little bitty single thing and every part of our day and every little thing that goes on. And I'm here to say that most of the time that's not true. Like, you have a set of friends, one set of friends might know this about you, another set of friends might know this about you. And so I started thinking about, like, if there are lies involved in a friendship or a relationship, how would that affect the friendship or the relationship? Can you get over some lies? Are you still going to be loyal to a person when lies come into place? And so that's why I called it Love, Lies, and Loyalty, because sometimes a lie you can kind of get over, like, okay, girl, you didn't tell me you was going to go get lunch today, you went somewhere else, we're on a diet, you went, okay, I can forgive you. But okay, if you like sleeping with my man, or if you're like doing something against my job, you got me fired and I know you took my position from me, then I don't know how loyal I can be if those lies are in place. So it makes you kind of think of, how far would a lie affect the relationship, or how much are you willing to let a lie ruin the relationship? Can you get over it? And how loyal can you be? And so it kind of goes against these girls. Like, they've been friends for decades. They are, everybody knows them as Rico's girls because they go to Rico's. Rico's is a spot that they go to every Friday. They know them as Rico's girls collectively, but they're still individuals. And all of them have like lies or secrets that they're dealing with that the other ones don't know about. And so it's like, can these lies ruin the friendship, or are they going to still be loyal to each other because love is in place? So can love and loyalty trump a lie? That's what I want to come out with.
Oh, juicy. It sounds juicy. Y'all know it sounds great. And
Yes.
I they must be good stories because you kept coming out with them, which we're going to get into a minute. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to get into the next book because, girl, you up to 4. I'm like, ooh, she got stuff going on. So let's just take a quick commercial break, guys, and we'll come back and get into the next journey of Rico's girls. So
let's do it.
Don't go anywhere. Shelia's here to tell us more. I repeat.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
All right, girl. That's why you want to be down with the female solution. People watch, people call in from all over, people watch in the UK, the whole nine. So let's continue giving people the energy from your book. So if you don't know, you are tuned into Gathering of the Griots. There we go. But if you want to call in and speak to Shelia, the number is at the bottom of the screen, 727-731-5192. And you can call in. Take the opportunity to talk to the author live. It's so important. So we'll leave that up there for people to see. But we really want people to understand your books if they've never heard of you before. We want them to get exposure. Now let's get with this next book, honey. Ooh. What is this? Dominated by Love. That's the next book, right?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, yo. Dominated by Love. What are we talking about with that book?
So first, I would say with the first book, Love, Lies, and Loyalty, it was meant to be like an introduction to these women, to the girls. And so once I wrote that first book, like halfway in it, I was like, okay, these ladies need their own book. They have so much going on, so much, and I'm not even going to say drama, just so much real life things that they're dealing with, that I needed to dedicate a book to each one of them because they're such dynamic characters. And I'm not just saying it because they're my babies, but they are. These are some lovely women, but they all have some stuff going on. And so the next book, Dominated by Love. Hey, Heather, that's my bookie. I'm sorry, that's my bookie, Heather, from high school, my high school friend. Love you, Heather.
I love it.
And I also saw Quincy on here. Hey, Quincy, thank you for tuning in. And Dominated by Love, disclaimer. I'm not responsible for what happens in your household when you read this book. So let me put that out there first. You know, if a baby pops up, some strange things happen, that's my disclaimer. I am not responsible for it because I would just say with Dominated by Love, I had to put an erotic tag on that. You know, I had to put an erotica tag on that. So Dominated by Love, make sure that you're real good and grown when you read that. You want to be real good and grown. There are some grown-up situations. There's some spiciness that goes on in Dominated by Love. You might have to take a break, take a cold shower. So just be prepared. I don't want you to go into this, unwarned. You've been warned about that. And so Dominated by Love goes into Maven's story. She's one of the girls from the book. Maven is who I call my around the way girl. She's a business owner. She's a cosmetologist. She has a salon called Head to Toes. She's gone through a lot as far as her family life is concerned. She's dealing with that. And then she's also dealing with what a lot of women deal with at our age, like finding love, connections, and things like that. And I will say she reconnects with someone from her past, and he takes her on a spicy journey that she had no idea about. So she delves into this whole world that she didn't really know existed too much of before she reconnects with this man. And that's what her story is about. And it also goes into like her having some issues with her mom and her family and how she reconnects with them and how she's trying to like help her mom get on a better path. And those who've read book number 1, I don't want to go into more insight, but you'll know more about Maven's story. But yeah, it's really spicy. It's really spicy.
Spicy, baby. You from Mississippi, baby. You can make it as spicy as it need to be.
Yes. And I would just say, if you think about Christian Grey and that series and I don't know why the series escaped my name, but it was the series where they delved into like, the bondage and all of that. You're gonna see some of that in this book, but it goes into it I approach it in a whole different type of way. And also just to let you know that people of color and people in general, we're not monoliths, we're layers. And so there are multiple groups of people who do multiple things that you might not be aware of. And so I would say that I had a lot of emails from ladies after reading this book just telling me that they had never heard about this before. They were kind of interested in this. They wish their man was more like this character in this story. So I would definitely say you want to get Love, Lies, and Loyalty first. You get the background, but you definitely want to get Dominated by Love. If you're looking for something spicy, if you're looking for something that's going to pique your interest and just keep you wanting more, that's what it's going to do.
See, y'all, this is what I love. I love how life experiences and stories you have,
Yes.
but how much you're gonna help others learn about life and confront issues that people figure I've never heard of that, or and
Right.
I just love that, and I love where we can create the characters, like you creating a brother who does this for her. Oh,
Yes.
I just think it's beautiful. You guys be inspired by the work, see the work, and you can get your books on your website. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. If you go to my website that's coming across the screen, www.authorsheliasewell.com, you can order your paperback book that I would personally sign in my chicken scratch. I will sign it and give you a nice little message for supporting me. So make
We
sure you
love that.
skedaddle on over there right now. And I saw my soror Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany. So make sure
That's
you go on
right.
over there and get your books now. I will put them in the mail as soon as I get to the post office.
Now your sorors are up in house today. What sorority are you in?
Oh, let's give a shout out to the Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Yep. Blue and gold, pretty poodles. There we are. So thank you, sorors, for coming on here and representing. And also, I have to say, the cover that you see on Dominated by Love and the cover that you're going to see on the next book and also on my journal were all designed by my soror Monica. Okay.
Nice,
So if you're looking for
nice.
some good graphic design work, let me let you know that she is awesome. That is her name, Monica Graphic. I got to make sure I don't want to say her name, her last name wrong, but Monica, she's my soror. She did the cover for those books as well.
Wonderful. Y'all reach out now. Y'all see the website at the bottom of the page.
Yes,
www author Shelia. I keep saying Shelia, but it's Sheila
it's fine.
Sewell.
It's Sheila. If I'm from
Sheila,
Mississippi, I'm Sheila.
yeah, that's right.
Yes,
AuthorSheilaSewell.com. So definitely check into that and reach out. So good. Dominated by Love came along, and it's a breakdown of one of the
yes,
characters in the
maybe
book.
it's a breakdown of
Well,
maybe. Mm-hmm.
we done went on and you created boom, love and protection. Come on with it. Come on, talk about it.
Yes. So also, I forgot to say this. So the book is called Rico's Girls Philosophies because, for one, I think I mentioned it that the girls meet at this lounge called Rico's pretty much every Friday. You're gonna find all four of them there, three of them there, one of them. They're gonna be there, and they've been doing this for years. So they're known as Rico's Girls, and so
Okay.
also it's called Philosophies because every chapter has a chapter heading. So like I know specifically book 1, Love, Lies, and Loyalty, the first chapter says a good man is hard to find, but good sex is hard to leave. And it
Oh,
is sometimes. So when I start my virtual book club coming up soon, we're going to delve into those chapter titles, talk about those things. So it just kind of makes you think. There's one chapter title that says, is there so much that I've said? Appreciate what you have before it becomes what you had. Because sometimes, we're always waiting on the next thing, the next person, the next big thing, and we're not living in the moment. So there are philosophies. So again, it's a learning tool as well as fiction and fun. And so back to love and protection. This is a story of Cherie. And I will say, for some reason, Cherie is like my favorite character because she reminds me of someone. She reminds me of someone. I would just say that.
that's right.
She kind of looks like someone, that I know. But and if you know me, you might feel like she reminds you of me. We'll see about that. But
I love it.
It's all about the story of Cherie. And so Cherie is definitely close to my heart. She a lot of her story comes from things that I've experienced, but I also, of course, going to put some twists in there that are not me at all. And Cherie is an educator like I was for years. I'm still working in education, was a classroom teacher for 22 years. And so Cherie is just like that straight up, fun, loving, tell it like it is, ready to have fun type of person. But she's also sensitive and caring and emotional. And she's also dealing with relationship issues. She's in some stuff that she probably shouldn't be in, and she's trying to figure out her way out. And so this just goes into Cherie's story, but also Cherie had a huge secret that she's been keeping from these girls for decades. And I can't possibly tell you what the secret is because I want you to go to my website and order Love, Lies, and Loyalty order dominated by love, and order love and protection. But I will say I've already been getting some feedback because I literally just sent out the first copies of the book last week. I had to go through, I finished this book in 2022. I had to go through some changes as far as editing and publishing and all of this concerned. And so I connected with someone new. Took her a while, to get through the book. So the book is finally out now. And I would say, I'll have to call my friend out. She's one of my best friends. She's my classmate, Shannon Fretwell. Shannon literally, I'm going to say it, she cussed me. She cussed me on my, she cussed me out. She cussed me out when she read the book. She was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe!" And but she was so excited to finish it. And I had another coworker who finished the book the other day, and she's giving me good reviews. So it's already getting good reviews based on Cherie's story, because I always put a twist in there that people are not expecting. And so I will say with Cherie, again, she's a down to earth person. She tells like it is. She's fun, but she's definitely navigating this secret, and the secret's going to come out in the book. And so you have to read to figure out how the girls are going to react to this 20-something year secret that she's held from them. Mind you, they've been friends for 30, 40 years. And so again, it goes all the way back to love, lies, and loyalty. How are they going to react to this big secret? Are they going to still be loyal to her? And does the love they have for her trump the fact that she kept this big secret for them for 20-something years? And I love Cherie. I really love her.
Well, look, they up in here. My girl, Auntie H said, "Look, I got my fresh copy in the mail yesterday and have it in hand now."
That's what I'm talking
that's
about.
Right. That's right. Period. You're
all 3 books at one time. Like, she's been one of my supporters. I've known her since I think middle school, even earlier than that. And she's been one of my biggest supporters, and she definitely ordered all 3 of her books. So yes, I'm ready to see what she has to say.
Yes. And it's so funny because that's how I actually envisioned this. I was like, this would be such a great gift to people, all 3 books, so that they can like finish one book, go to the next one, finish one book, go to the next one. So to really give that as a gift. Y'all see that website at the bottom. The website is where you get those books. Please,
order your copy. I'm gonna
order your copy.
I'm gonna sign it with love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got you.
And they're really, and I mean, they really sound intriguing. That's the thing about it. You can tell that they're written well because they come out of an experience that's real, simple as that. Now, let me ask you, do you have other writers in your family? Are you the only writer, or?
Well, I do say, my baby sister Jay. Let me shout out my family. My mom, Jessie. Oh, they got my daughter right there. I was just about to shout them out. That's my daughter right there. That's my mini-me. So that's my daughter, Deanna Richardson. That's her married now. She got to claim her marriage. Deanna Richardson. Have a son, TJ. My mom, my sisters, Acacia, Shawanda, Jasmine. And on my dad's side, my dad, my sister Sade, my brother Marcus. But my sister Jasmine also writes. So I'm hoping she watches this and it just pushes her. She was putting some stuff on an online platform, and like people were so like ready for more. And I've been pushing her to just finish that book, girl, and get it. We can go on a family tour, honey. We got that. My sister's a cosmetologist. My other sister can pop in. My daughter she designs t-shirts and all those things. So if y'all need some t-shirts, some craft things, hit me up for my daughter, D Creation. She got you. But yeah,
girl, so, you a synthesizer. She done name people's names, how they do. Look,
I love
it. But this is what it is about. You do this, you go on the road for real, and then you got merch for Rico's girls that your daughter does. You got, get yourself made up like these women doing it. I mean, it's so many things that you can do with that.
Yes. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to encourage my sister Jasmine to finish.
Look at that.
Thank you so much. Quincy is one of my friends that I met through Facebook, and we've been friends for years and years via Facebook. And he's definitely read. He read, like, I don't know if he's read the last 2 books, but I know he read the first book. So,
okay, again, well, look, he talking about he loves seeing the progress of your writing. Get the book. He's doing the promo, so we are loving that. Let's see who else is coming in. Somebody else. You got a lot of good. Hey, I'm so inspired. I'm ready. Gaming with Jason and Sonic. I know that's right.
Let's go. I love it. Let's go. Be inspired.
Beautiful. And people don't realize when we're authors, I always say it's not really about you when you're writing. It's about how you're impacting the people that are reading those books.
Yes.
Period, point blank. You don't really don't get in your head. Whatever comes out of your body, it was meant for you to put out.
Right.
But it inspires people in ways that you don't know. Because like they could say, I know her, What you?
Yeah.
I've been her friend, but it takes courage to write, though. It takes
Yep.
courage to do this work because there's a vulnerability sometimes that you're
Absolutely.
involved in where you don't know, nobody wants to experience rejection. People
Yeah.
don't, you don't, like
Yes.
you said, look, I'll take responsibility for reading it just for grown people, right? So you putting it
Right.
out there, but it's
Yeah.
important to see that you can put it out there and don't be
Yes.
fearful about doing that. And so, what are some of the who are you really writing for? Like, is it for middle age? I don't know, I guess I'm middle, I'm over 50, whatever.
Right.
um but like, who are you writing for in your
I,
mind when you write these books?
yeah, in my mind, like of course, I know most of my readers are women, or they're women because I mean I'm a woman. I'm a black woman. I'm a woman. And so when it comes to ages, I think because like I said, my daughter, I had her when I was 15, so she's younger. She's 33 years old. My sisters are young. And so I really think like any young woman, 21, like I have one of my former coworkers, and I can shout her out, Melody Riggs, because she's read all of my books. She's been a huge supporter. I taught her daughter in fourth grade. Her daughter's in her early 20s. She reads the book. The other one just turned 22. She reads the book. So I say anybody who's experienced some life, if you've experienced some life, you can read these books and get something from them. Like regardless of your age, regardless of your race, regardless of your nationality, regardless of your relationship status, regardless if you're a female or a male, however you identify, regardless of any of those labels that people put on you or you put on yourself, you can get something from these books. Because if you don't get something from Cherie, you're going to get something from Maven. If you don't get something from Maven, you're going to get something from Morgan. If you don't get something from Morgan, you're going to get something from Shayna. If you don't get something from the female characters, you're going to get something. That's what my sister Keisha, that's the hairdresser right there. Natchez, Mississippi. Go see my sister Keisha Claiborne to get your hair done. She's going to hook you up. But anyway, if you don't get something from the girls, you're going to get something from Xavier, Tyrell, Houston, the officer. You're going to get something from all of them. Oh, that's my sister Jasmine right there. She changed her name. Hey, Jasmine, I love you too, girl. But you can get something from any character in the book. Because if you've lived, honey, if you've lived, you can get something from these women because they have lived so many different experiences. They're not, Shayna is the only married one. Shayna's the only one who has a child, but Morgan is an attorney, Maven, I actually, think about my sister who started doing my hair, Keisha, when she was like 11 or 12 years old, who's now an entrepreneur, who has her own shop, whose daughter is now a self-taught nail technician who's doing nails. So being entrepreneurs and all the good things and challenges that come with that, being a parent, being an educator, baby, dealing with family, because we know family, we love them, but family can be hard. So if you've dealt with anything in your family, your relationship, your career, dealing with religion, how do you navigate your spirituality, going through all of those changes with relationships, with love, this book is for you. If you want to get a quick pick me up and read, like I say, one of those philosophies in the book, I wish I had one with me. Oh, wait a minute. I do. I have this second book with me. So, honey, if I just pop in, let's see. It says right here, chapter 31 of Dominated by Love, the answers you're searching for could be on the other side of your hesitation. Wait, come on now. Tell me that don't feed your spirit right there. Because so many of us are hesitating on doing something, hesitating on moving, hesitating on starting that new job, hesitating on starting that new relationship. Whatever it is, you tell me that won't motivate you. So you're gonna get something from these girls, honey, because I wrote it for me starting off because I felt like I had something that needed to be said. But when I see hey Zana from all the way from the UK, hey, but seeing things from her saying this is inspiring, that's what I want my legacy to be. When I'm on the other side and I'm one of the ancestors, I want you to be able to look back at these books and say, you know what, that fool sure wrote some good books. And I love those girls and I learned something from them. My daughter said they're relatable. You can finish a book in a day. And yes, I also will say that even when you read book number 2, even though it's focusing on Maven, you're still going to hear from the other girls. So it's like they're not totally forgotten. But like my daughter said, that's the one word that I hear all the time, is that these girls are relatable. I don't even set it in a certain city. So it doesn't take place in anywhere, because I didn't want it to be like that restrictive. It could be like anywhere. I wanted it to be so relatable to the jobs that they had, to the situation that they're going through, because again, as the young people say, life be lifing. And when life be life, and we got to keep on keeping on, and life is life, and especially right now.
That's
And
right.
so it's like, if I can offer through a quote in my book right here, chapter 15, get to know people on your own terms. I just turned to that. But if I can offer you a quote that makes you rethink your life, make you change the trajectory of what you're doing, or just make you feel good for that moment, then myself and my 4 girls, we've done our job.
I love it, girl. Y'all, ooh, she on fire. She got energy. Look, I
Yes.
love when people got energy. I don't have time. Let's take a quick break. We're gonna come right back because she's now taking this to a whole nother level with the journal world. So let's talk about that in a minute. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, everybody. This is Asada, the founder of the Soulful Chicago Book Fair. We're in our 8th year. Can you believe that? And have even as gone as far as the metaverse with this book fair. But I'm an author, so I knew that I needed to do something to bring life to writers, because we don't really get a good road. Dancing does, fine art does, but somebody needed to put the authors on stage. So I chose to do it. If you see, look, my man L. Ron Hubbard, I'm a Scientologist. He said, look, ow. He said, if you see a problem, look at what you didn't do and know why it's a problem. And so my thing was, hey, we need more events for writers. I need to increase the literary marketplace. So I do the book fair, and here I am. And this is our Soulful Chicago Spring Fling Book Fair. And I'm having a good old time. I done danced, I done ran, I done sold books, and ate some food. So stay in tune so you can be at everything we do. Peace.
All right, that's right. Little book fair here, little book fair there. For those who don't know, our next book fair is going to be August 9th. We just got the approval from the city yesterday. We're so happy about that. And so August 9th, put it on your calendars. We do a lot. And if you love what we do, just donate. And that's how I roll. I'm going to put the website at the bottom, soulfulchicagobookfair.com. As soon as you go, you don't even have to look for donate. It's a big button that just come up, boom. And so you can donate to that. But before you see anything, just move it on in there, animate it. And so, yes, let's talk about, we are almost through with this. Time goes by so fast. But you went on, we got the first book. And if you are just tuning in, I'm going to just show you the first, the second, and the third. We're going to bring it to the stage. Let me get this up real quick. Your book, hold on, bring them books to the stage. So Love, Lies, and Loyalty is the first book.
That's the first baby, published in 2017.
I love that. And then the next one, Dominated by Love.
That's the story about Maven.
That's the story about a sister in the book.
Spicy.
Mm-hmm. That's right, spicy. She put it red. She put the red dress on. So let that be an indication of its spiciness. That's right. And then this third book, Love and Protection, which is about, what's the character's name?
Her name is Cherie.
Cherie, and she reminds us of someone someone that you might know. Yes, and so that's the third book. But now you've come out with a fourth book, and what is that about? Sis, it's all about you. Talk about it.
So for those of you who don't know, for those of you who meet me for the first time, during the pandemic, I'm sure a lot of us struggled in many ways. And one of the things that I struggle with is I'm actually an ambivert. People assume because I have this big personality that I'm extrovert, but I'm really in the middle. But I was struggling during that time, not working in person, not having that, adult interaction. And so I was running 4 or 5 miles a day, walking and running. And so I wanted to create a space for women to come online and just vent, talk, have fun. And I was asking myself, I was like, okay, what 3 things that I like? I like my women friends. I love being around my girlfriends. I like to write, and I like a good glass of wine every now and then. And so I started a group called Women Writing and Wine. And so we started on Zoom, on Facebook. Sometimes I had 20, 30 women on there. We would write about different things. We would talk, we would converse, we would laugh, we would cry. And so once the pandemic kind of got a little bit better, I think my first retreat, so I started hosting women's retreats. So I have women's retreats that I've done, and they're called the Women Writing and Wine Retreat. And the first one I hosted in Savannah, Georgia, that I want to say that was in 2021. And so this is one of the things that I did for the women. I created this journal because the theme for that retreat was sis, it's all about you. And so, and I did that because a lot of time, especially as women of color, and I think women in general, we're everything to everybody. We're everything to everybody. If you're a parent, even if you're not a parent, you're married, or you have a spouse or a significant other, and you work, and you have the kids, or you stay at home mom, and you have the dogs and the cats and the plants and the house and the laundry and the chores and everything, and you find yourself falling all the way down to the bottom of everybody. And then you might get to this ripe old age right here of 49. I'll be 50 October 27th, shameless plug. And you realize that you've gone so far from yourself that you don't even know who you are anymore. And so I put together this journal just to kind of make women to start thinking about putting themselves first, and that it's okay to put yourself first. And I would almost argue that you should put yourself first, because if you don't pour into yourself, how you going to be pouring into all these other little glasses of people that you have around you when you are empty and you are drained? My sister and I just had a conversation last night talking about how much energy that we exert throughout the day. And so if you start off your day at 100%, some of us don't even start that off because we don't sleep well. So you might start your morning off at 70%, and then you have your kids, you're giving them 10%, and your husband or your wife, because we are inclusive around here. Your friends, your family, your job. And by the time you get home, you're at 0% or 20%, and you got to do the same thing over again. And so I argue to women, especially young women, my piece of advice for you is to put yourself first, of course, under your God and whoever you serve, but put yourself first. Pour into yourself. Make yourself happy. That even goes into relationships. A lot of times we go into relationships thinking the man or the woman or whoever's supposed to make me happy. No, happiness is an inside job. You're supposed to make yourself happy first. And that person is supposed to add on to your happiness, not give you happiness. And so I wanted women to just come in, be able to sit there and write about things to bring them back to themselves, as far as like, what can I do to make me happy? How far have I gone in like losing who I am as a person? And I would say that I've had a friend of mine in Huntsville who recently lost her grandson last year. And when I walked into her boutique, in fact, Paper Dolls Boutique in Huntsville, Alabama, that's where I am now. But she had my journal, and she was like, it was helping her, get through that rough time. And so it's just meant for you to settle yourself down, focus on yourself, even if it's just for that 5 or 10 minutes a day. Because sometimes as a parent, when your kids are little, they in the bathroom with you. There's no time by yourself at times. Right. Yes. Yes. Name. I hope I said your name correct. Like, yeah, we do. We take care of everybody. And I think that's just one thing, especially in the Black community, that has just been passed down for generations, that it's our job to be the light to everyone else, to be the energy to everybody else, to give everybody else the time, the focus, the attention, the love, the money, the energy, we give everything to everybody. And sometimes we're left empty because nobody is pouring back into us. And so that journal was titled that Sis, It's All About You, a journal to think about you, because it's okay to put yourself first. And I challenge you to do that. And in fact, I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore. I always say I'm going to do something different, or something that I haven't done in a long time. And so I do a vision board party, typically with my girlfriends at the end of the year or the beginning of the year. And my word for 2024 was self-ish. Not selfish, but self-ish. That means all the ish in 2024 was about Sheila. And so every single month I dedicated something. It might be getting my nails done, getting my hair done, getting a massage, going thrifting, because I love thrifting. I'm a budget girl. Going thrifting, buying myself a new outfit, going on like doing something for myself. And so it's important for women to be able to recognize that if you're the center of everything and everybody, when you're off balance, that throws everything off. So keep yourself balanced and figure out a way to center yourself. And I love when people say you need to sometimes go outside and touch the grass and hug a tree. You literally need to do that, because we get all of our things from the earth. And I'm trying to reconnect to that part. I got to get with you on that, because I know you're good with that kind of stuff. And so that's my goal for this year, is I want to be able to connect back to nature and connect back to my ancestors, because I feel like that's who I am, and I haven't touched a lot of that. And so, yes, ladies and men as well, but focus on yourself. It's okay. You don't have to ask anybody for permission to take care of you. I can't hear you.
I put myself on mute,
Oh,
child.
okay.
Look, I said snip, snap, let back. Let me tell you something. I work with authors all the time, and I love doing these interviews on Gathering of the Griots because it does give us a better sense of who you all are as writers. I was like, I even got my locks a little curly like hers. I said, but just the connection to a
Yeah.
person that has a certain mindset. I can't say that I always know it to this depth, but man, I've learned more about you and your level of energy today, like in a
Yes.
major way. And I can see, and you could tell from the people that are calling in and posting, and this is live on your page on Facebook as well, and all of that. It really does make a difference to take care of yourself. Because let me tell you something, the person y'all like is the person that takes care of themselves.
Yep.
For real. When
Yeah.
you don't take care of yourself, people are not going to be attracted to you the same way. They're not going to respect you the same way because the upkeep wasn't kept. We
Yep.
didn't do the upkeep.
You can do the
And
upkeep.
so when we do the upkeep and we really take care of ourselves, it does help us shed a better light to you
Yeah.
guys and make us available to you so that we even have the energy to do it. Like you said, when you got little kids, you ain't in the bathroom by yourself. Like it's a whole,
No.
you have children, it's a whole other appendage. My daughter's 21 and
Right.
she's still an appendage to a degree.
Mhm.
I still check on her. What did you eat today? What
Right.
did you do? You need money for lunch? Or she's
Mhm.
a grown woman. She got a job, and so what?
They're still always your baby. And I always say that I think there's like a closing thought on like the journal is you can do it by choice or by force. So you can choose to take care of yourself or you
Yep.
will be forced to take care of yourself. And it's like
Mhm.
I decided that I'm choosing to take care of myself. Yes, I can do better in lots of ways. That's what life is about. It's like recognizing that when you can do better, but then putting the action behind it. Like we talked about this, yeah. You pray, of course, whatever your religion is. I'm sure there's something that's with prayer and meditation, but depending on what you believe, it says prayer without works is dead anyway. So you can pray to lose weight. You can pray to get a better job. You can pray to just be better and pray to take care of myself. But what are your actions doing? So you got to put some walking and talking behind those lip services. Xana, you can go to my website. It's across the screen, www.authorsheliasewell.com. And you can purchase all 3 books and I will personally sign them and send them to you.
See the beauty, guys, about this experience. My girl Xana, she from the UK, baby. She in the UK asking
Right.
about this. And so this is so important to be able to get to the world by doing the show, by doing the work in general. When Sheila just said this piece about this choosing.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally just had a stroke and a seizure in August, and it has made me a
Mm.
stronger person. I actually have a book coming out called I Had to Choose to Feel Better.
Ooh, I like
And
that. I
that,
like
yeah,
that.
it's coming out for the book fair in August, but it's for real, for real. You have to choose it or you're going to lose it, baby.
Yeah,
You make
I
a
like it.
decision
Yeah,
about what you want to do, but you definitely have to choose a better life for
for
yourself.
yourself.
And
Yeah.
then choose them people that's around you, please. The people that surround you, if they're not supportive, you got to do away with them. Don't keep them around. I love to see that you have
No.
not only a supportive sorority, but you got supportive family members, and all of
Yes.
that helps in the process. So kudos to all of you all who called in, chimed in, put down your comments. Now, I guess I want to know what is in store for the future. Do we see other books coming up for the other characters?
Oh, yes, ma'am. So I'm about 10 chapters in book number 4, which will be all about Shayna. And so I can't even give too much away because I would be really giving away the secrets of the book. But once you read the first book, Love, Lies, and Loyalty, you're gonna realize that there's a lot going on, and some of the character stories are gonna be intertwined. And because of that, my goal is to release books 4 and 5 at the same time because Morgan's and Shayna's stories are intertwined. And if I don't do that, I have already been threatened by some of my readers that they're going to be waiting at my house. So I have been doing just a lot as far as career wise, but I'm hoping to have some time in the next month or so where I can just sit down and just write. And then also I'm working on a special project. I can't even say anything about it yet, but hopefully in October for my 50th birthday, I'm going to be doing like a little video release of something to get you prepared. And I really do think that what I'm working on behind the scenes is going to take me to the next level. And I think you all are going to be so excited about it. So there's definitely more in store. I'm also hosting my next women's retreat in Puerto Rico in June of this year. So I'm taking the Women Writing and Wine retreat to San Juan, Puerto Rico, June 26th through June 29th. And if you want more information about that as well, you can always follow me on Facebook at author Shelia Sewell. I also have a group on Facebook called Women Writing and Wine. So if you want to know more information about that. And of course, in August, I'm going to be in Chicago at the Soulful Chicago Book Fair. My second time going in person, so I'm so excited. You all, the first time I went in 2019, I had the best time. If you saw in the video, you didn't even see all the cutting up that I did. Like, I cut up so bad. I was hurting so bad because I danced. There was music there. Like, even getting that permission from the ancestors, I had never been in an experience like that. So hearing them like give us permission to do our thing and being around Asada, you all, her energy, I don't even know how to put it in words. There's something about her when you meet her, you just feel connected. She's not an ancestor because she's too young, but I feel like she's just connected. Like she's touching the hem of their garments, like they say with Jesus. But I'm serious. When you meet her, there's something about her spirit that I just felt automatically connected to her from the first time I met her in person. So if you have a chance to come, I'm actually going to put together a weekend package because I'm a travel agent too, and I'm going to invite some of my friends to come out. And so I'm planning on bringing a group of about 15, 20 ladies and men too, if you want to go with us to Chicago and just meet her and be in their environment, meet all the other writers, get some good food, because the food, honey, oh my God, the food. So yeah, so you can catch me there in Chicago, and I'm also going to be tapping into the Huntsville area. That's where I am now to try to do some local events. And I'm going to be doing a virtual club next month, so I'll be posting all this on my social media handles.
Wow, look, she doing all this and driving. Y'all know I ain't about to have her keep doing no interview, watching the road. They be like, girl, that's okay. We doing it, but I do want to, because we'll end off. I don't, like I said, I don't want to continue asking you questions while you're driving, but I do want to say thank you so much for being here and for being a part of the Female Solutions gathering of the Griots today. You are a wonderful guest. You have awesome books. You guys, August 9th, like she said, she will be in the house rocking with Chicago. And so if you are in the Chicago area and you have her books, come and get them signed. If you want to come get her books, you better come on out. She'll be in the fiction aisle of the book fair. We are having it on 61st Street again. We're back to our original place this year, and it's about to be a big party. So thank you, Shelia, so much. I'm gonna keep saying it, girl. Shelia.
That's fine. I've been called Sugar before, so that's fine too.
I was calling her Sheila at first, and then I looked at the spelling one time, and I was like, "Oh, you've been saying it wrong." So now I'm saying it wrong after just looking at the spelling. Yeah, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making the time go right, and we love you thoroughly for everything that you do.
Thank you all so much. Don't forget to go to the website, order your copies of all 3 books and a journal, and I will sign each and every last one of them. And Asada, thank you so much for everything that you do. I'm just so happy that I'm able to be in your presence. Like I said, I just feel good whenever I see you. You just give good energy. I appreciate that.
Let's keep spreading what we got, baby. Keep that beauty up. Thank you. Drive safely.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, peace. So, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to finish out just kind of understanding what we do in general. So take a look and get an idea of the total movement.
The heart of the soulful Chicago Book Fair comes the Soulful Book Fair Foundation. The Soulful Book Fair Foundation provides programming, training, and literary opportunities for Black-themed writers and their readers, while increasing exposure and access to culturally relevant literature in Black communities. The Soulful Book Fair Foundation is built on 4 pillars. Enhance the Black literary marketplace, bolster training and marketing for Black writers, archive Black stories and literary experiences, and foster writing and telling of stories through Black youth. Our signature book fairs have showcased over 350 authors. Still, there are not enough opportunities for Black writers to promote their work. The Soulful Book Fair Foundation helps to enhance the Black literary marketplace and provide avenues for authors to gain exposure and sell their books. Everyone has a story to tell. For those people courageous enough to become authors, we help guide them through the process of building a business around their books. From effectively presenting at events, to maximizing social media.
Learning what Snapchat is, learning what Instagram is, how to use it, how to market to it. So I think that is what made me, I didn't sell out. I think I brought about 80 books and I sold like 68. So I think that was really, really good.
We offer training and marketing to help Black authors so they can confidently develop fruitful literary careers. Understanding the past allows one to map out the future. We preserve the stories behind the storytelling of activists, writers, leaders, and youth in the Black community through state-of-the-art videography, produced by the media partner of the Soulful Book Fair Foundation, OM Productions International. We transform history into our story.
I purchased my first property at 19 years old, and I have done more than 20 deals since then. I can teach you too. Come visit me at the Soulful Chicago Book Fair, July.
Myth. Children today do not read and write as much as we did in the past. Children today actually read and write more than we used to, because they post and text as their primary form of communication. The Soulful Book Fair Foundation creates opportunities for young people to share their stories through special workshops.
In our African tradition, when you have special programs like this, you usually or always begin it with a libation before our Sheva Denmark BC. He was recruiting enslaved Africans for 5 years in Charleston, South Carolina, to take over that city.
Hey, Black child, be what you can be, learn what you must learn, do what you can do, and tomorrow your nation will be where you want it to be.
Truth, but you call me a radical. You don't want to hear it? Send yourself on a sabbatical. Look at your history. Our labor here was never contractual.
The Tenure D Black Essay Contest provides opportunities for young people from grades 4 through 12 to win prizes for sharing their family histories.
My great-grandmother was born July 27th of 1934 in Mississippi. She moved to Chicago in her early 20s because there was much more broad racism in the southern regions of the U.S.
The Tenure D Black Essay Contest validates their young thoughts and creates a platform for their ideas to be taken seriously. We believe that our children would read more if what they read reflected more of who they are.
You guys, the movement is big. We thank you so much for coming this Tuesday morning to Gathering of the Griots. Stay tuned next Tuesday for another great spirit through our movement here in Gathering of the Griots and Soulful Chicago Book Fair and the Soulful Book Fair Foundation. We love you, and stay tuned for why the Female Solution is here to sponsor it all.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jareh. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.